Nick, how about third time here?
Amazing.
What an honor that is for you.
It really is, and to be honest, it was very emotional for me when the guys asked me in Korea 2 years ago if I'd do it for a third time, and they couldn't have paid me a higher compliment, to be honest. So it was great. Adam and the guys spoke so well. You know, coming here and seeing now that all the bleachers are up and the whole infrastructure has been put together, it really, you can feel the build-up. And what a great venue for this Cup. I think this is probably going to be one of the best ever, to be honest. If the weather cooperates and doesn't get too cold or too much rain, and the fans will be out in force, and that's what gives it all the atmosphere.
Steve, let's talk about these rosters. 5 of the top 8 in the world will be taking part of the President's Cup. For you, though, some new blood into the team event this year. How exciting is it to have that, and what can they bring some of the younger team rookies to this U.S. team this year?
Yeah, they bring a lot of game. That's the bottom line. They're gritty players. They're playing great. They're friends. They've got a lot of camaraderie with all the guys on the top 10 of that list, and they're great to be around. They're fun to be around, and they enjoy being around one another, truthfully, and I think they drive each other to play better each and every week. But it'll be a shock to them when they come here to this first tee. You know, they've never experienced anything like that for these new guys, and that'll be something that we'll have to try to prepare them for and get ready, because you need to come out of the chute firing, and it's a format you want to get on top early.
How about the veterans, Nick? How heavily will you lean on guys like an Adam Scott, a Jason Day, a Hideki Matsuyama, who have been a part of this and probably won't get intimidated by the atmosphere?
Well, you always are. You know, you're dependent on those guys because they are the ones that the younger guys respect. So, you know, my playing days and, of impressing young guys on the golf course is way gone. But it's really important for those guys to pull the rookies aside and the potential team members and say, hey, this is a big deal. You may not think so now, but come and play in a couple and you'll understand, the feeling, the emotion, the camaraderie, the morale that we have in a team. And normally that happens around on the weekend for us with the rookies. They sort of go around the first couple of days and they realize, man, this is really a big deal. So that's what we're trying to change on our team this year, is to make those guys a little more aware of how important this event really is.
Over the years, this will be the 12th playing. Well, let's get both of your perspectives. Nick, why has the international team failed to win more over the last 11 Cups?
Well, I think first and foremost, we are a hodgepodge of a team made up of so many different countries and players. There has been at certain times maybe a little bit of a language barrier, but what I try and instill in the guys, or tell the guys, is that it doesn't matter whether an Australian is playing with a Japanese or whether it's a South American, Argentinian playing with a South African. We all have that competitive spirit in us, and we don't want to lose. We want to win, and that's the big thing, is to get the guys to understand that these teammates, even though just like on the American team, they play against each other week to week. When we get together in that team room, this is our team for the week. We're here to win the Cup. I always talk about beating the Americans. It's not about that. It's to win this Cup. That's what we do. We do that every week when we go out and play as individuals to win the tournament or a trophy or a major, whatever it is. But we've got a great bunch of guys this year. We really do. I think in times gone by, we may have been a little lean down the bottom as well through 9, 10, 11, and 12. And certainly now reducing the points for the last President's Cup in Korea, that helped a lot. There was always, during the Ryder Cup, the American players always a little bit upset that guys are hiding players through to the weekend, but that's not what the captain's doing. It's like looking at a glass half full, half empty. What we're doing is putting our very, very best team out there and the guys that are in form, otherwise we're going to get our butts kicked. So that's the whole idea, I think, of reducing the points. There's more tactics involved and more options to the captains.
Steve, what about you? You've played in 5 of the President's Cup. Why have the Americans had such success?
The only thing I can point a finger to is that we get to play the Ryder Cup when we're not playing the President's Cup, and we get another year of competition under our belt. We get to put players together and pair them together. We get that opportunity to see if that pairing works or doesn't work. We can then apply it to the President's Cup, and vice versa. We've had pairings do well in the President's Cup that we'll use in the Ryder Cup. So we play a competition every year. Maybe just gives us that little edge over the international team. They've got a great team. They always do, and it always comes down to a match or two here or there, and we've just so happened to be on the right side of things, and but it's very competitive, and I expect nothing less than that this year, and hopefully we can get on that right side again and retain that cup.
Last question for each of you. One key to victory for your team in particular. What would you say, Steve?
Make more putts.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true tour pro right there,
Yeah.
right?
Short game. Short game is.
Does it really, as far as match
key.
play, is there more emphasis on the short game and making putts?
There's nothing more demoralizing than hitting two really good shots to a par 5, maybe 3 putting, and the guy hits in the left woods, chips it out, knocks it on 30 foot, and makes birdie, and you lose the hole. So it is. It's to us. I think the whole momentum starts around the greens.